We had to rewrite today's show at the very last second because breaking news while we were sleeping, James Harden is no longer a Philadelphia 76er. We're going to talk all about it, taking your thoughts and opinions on this happy Halloween. We're live in 30 seconds.
Fourth and goal.
And a very good morning, everybody. And welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live, Facebook, YouTube. You know the drill. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. It's free to do it. It does not cost you a thing, and it helps this show continue to grow every single morning as we continue to take over the morning airwaves right here on Philadelphia Sports Network and Trending in the AM. And yes, breaking news. We had a topic set for today's Eagles Dallas week, but Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers said, no, no Eagles talk this morning. We have to talk Sixers, as James Harden has finally been traded off of the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to break down all the details of the trade, what it means, and yes, wow, it's finally over. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, here every single morning on Trending in the AM. Make sure you shoot me a follow, all social media platforms at Beard and Knowledge. He is gone. Zach, yes, he is. No Terrence Mann. I know all that Terrence Mann talk, and we didn't get Terrence Mann, but that's okay. Good morning, Troy. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. Sorry, I'm a little problem with the dog there. I'm just getting settled in here. You think we won the Harden trade? Well, there's so much to digest with this Harden trade, Jason. And did we win it? Does anybody win in the quote unquote James Harden situation? And that's the question. Like, did we win? Sure, we got a good package in return for him. But, I don't think there's any winners in this situation. Good riddance. I never wanted him here in the first place. I don't doubt. I don't disagree with you, Troy. I didn't want him to begin with either. And you know what's funny? My first reaction to seeing the details of the James Harden trade, Troy, were not great. He's gone. Oh, that's a great pickup. Is Daryl Morey just fixed his big mistake that he made? Because that's what it was. Daryl Morey made a mistake. We could have had other things. Again, excuse me. We could have had so much else in Philadelphia with the 76ers, but he was so laser focused on getting James Harden, and we got stuck. Because you think about it, we got a couple first round picks, we got some second round picks, 4 role players, whatever. Got off of it, got off of the terrible PJ Tucker trade in this deal as well. But we could have had Tyler Halliburton already. So all that Daryl Morey did yesterday was fix last night his mistakes. And great, but it could have been so much better. An OKC first rounder, that's more to the deal. I'm glad we got 2 first. Yeah, so let's go over the deals here. We gave up James Harden, PJ Tucker, Flip Petruvis, or however you say his name. We got back in return Marcus Morris Sr. coming home to Philly, another Philadelphia product. KJ Martin, a nice young player. Robert Covington coming back to the Sixers. Full circle there. Nicholas Batum, 2 first-round picks. A Houston pick in 2028, unprotected. OKC 2026 first-rounder, unprotected. A 2029 first-round pick swap, and 2 second-round picks. Sounds like a huge package, and it is a huge package. And getting 2 first-round picks that are unprotected for a guy that was going to retire if you didn't trade him, fantastic. Another big piece of the deal you get off of that PJ Tucker contract. Now you're going to have upwards of $65 million in cap space because all 4 players we got in return are all expiring contracts. So Daryl Morey did a very, very good job here making some trades or make on what he received in this trade. The first round pick in 2026 is going to be super valuable. Look, they're going to try to this deal is done, but this deal and team is not done. There's a lot of moving parts here. And these picks, we're not worried about picks in 2026 or 2028. These are picks that they're going to use to try to bring in another star player to pair with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. eventually at some point. And obviously, having all that cap space will help massively. So this trade is great. It's good to be done with the James Harden saga, but it's just step one of the recirculating of this team, the reworking of this team. And those first round picks are going to be big in that. Good morning, Will. I think the trade was pretty good overall because he had to go. Yeah, I mean, getting anything for James Harden in this situation was a win. And it's just, though, remember, it was just him fixing his mistakes, though. I was woken up by my alarm at 6:30 a.m., was very annoyed, but when turned it off, saw the notification, I was very happy. Yeah, I mean, what's with the Sixers doing this while we're sleeping? I mean, not you over on the other side of the world, but, me waking up, I couldn't sleep all night last night. I was like, I was tossing and turning, very insomnia type sleep last night. And it must have been because my mind must have known something big was going down. Um, Not sure why the stuff was added at the end of my message. It's okay. Um, Imagine settling for a draft pick compensation than Dame Lillard. Let Halliburton go. With our luck, Maxey and Halliburton were never going to be great at the same time. Um, I don't know. I'm still stuck on the Halliburton. Could have been a Sixer, so all Daryl Morey did was fix his mistake. And also, again, fixing the PJ Tucker mistake is huge because you don't have him this year. You don't have him next year either now. So that's big. We'll have to get into later in the show who starts now opposite of PJ Tucker. We've also cut Danny Green to create the extra roster spot that we needed now to bring in these four players. So there's that as well as part of the equation. As long as we don't lose Korkmaz, there are reports, K1, that Korkmaz asked out in this deal, and both the Clippers said, nah. The Sixers said, nah, it's not going to get the job done. Poor Furkan Korkmaz just can't catch a break. Clippers said we good on the Turkish bullet. The Turkish MJ cannot go. I'm coming to pick you up. We will drive hard into the airport. Yeah, I mean, I'll drive him. I'll carry him on my back, piggyback style at this point. Saying yes to the deal you said no to for months. I don't know how we could say it's a great. Again, I agree to an extent with you on this. I mean, you held firm for so long, and then all of a sudden said, "Sure, why not? Just make sure I got the 2 first-round picks wherever they are." It's like, I want Terrence Mann, I want Terrence Mann, I want Terrence Mann, and 2 picks, and then you got Marcus Morris, Kenyon Martin, Robert Covington, and Nicholas Batum. The picks are great. The cap space is going to be great, but the cap space doesn't help us this year. The cap space helps us next year. And I'm not worried about next year. I'm worried about this year. So I just think I wonder, the NBA has stepped in so many times in the Sixers history, the Sixers lore, whatever you want to call it. And I wonder if the NBA stepped in here and said, yo, get this job done. Get this distraction for the NBA done. Let this be over before this big play-in tournament starts in a week or so, because we want everybody, in tip-top shape for that play-in tournament. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of, it's why I can't give it a huge, like, there's a lot of people saying it's a great deal, it's a great return. It's a good deal, it's a good return. A lot of positives from it, but it doesn't make me feel good about the situation. Basically traded Ben, Seth, and Drummond for Morris. Yeah, basically. I mean, Brett, you're spot on here. Sorry, I'm all congested again today. Brett's pretty much nailed it here. You basically got a bunch of players in 2 seconds for Ben Simmons. I mean, that's really what we got about it. And I wasted $40 on a knockoff James Harden jersey. That's basically all it was. Happy Halloween. That is right, Peanut. Great point. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween to all you out there. Didn't have time to get dressed this morning. I got my Franken Fox shirt on to wear to the pizza shop today. Make sure you enjoy trick or treat and getting dressed up today. I was awake and took 30 to 40 minutes for details. Annoying. Yeah, Woj dropped it, then didn't drop anything else. Um, you know, uh, who's up at that time anyway? What's Woj doing up? I doubt Woj was even up. It was Woj's assistant making the breaking news, and then then they're waking Woj up saying, "Yo, you better wake up. There's some news happening." Last Clipper Sixers trade was around within hours for Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris, yeah, and you got rid of Flip with an F. Is it Flip with an F? Flip with a PH. I don't know. We hardly knew you, Flip. Hardly knew you. You can't be a negatron on this trade. We need some good news after the baseball. Look. Marshawn, I'm not negatron on this trade. I'm just being realistic about what we got, and then also, what it really means. It just means that the Sixers and Daryl Morey fixed their mistakes. And Daryl Morey has fixed mistakes. They fixed mistakes of the past, getting off the Al Horford deal, bringing in D'Anthony Melton and stuff like that. Like, he's fixed mistakes before, but this was his mistake to begin with, and he fixed it. That's great, but it doesn't excuse Daryl Morey from making the mistake in the first place. And going back to Brett's comment here, not that one, that one. You basically got off the Ben Simmons drama for 4 players and 2 second-round picks. I mean, that's all you did. You can't be a I already read that one. Sixers, Clippers gave us the worst foreplay, but gave us the happiest of endings. I don't know if it's. I kind of feel like it was like great foreplay, and then it just kind of, it doesn't. I don't know. Unless this turns into Zach LaVine, this deal. This is a huge part of it here again. A huge part of it right here. The fact that these picks aren't being used and saved for 2026 and 2028 to draft a young player. These picks are being brought in to make another mega move to bring in another star to pair alongside Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Right now, I believe, and don't quote me on this, right now, under full guaranteed contract next year, there's only one player, Joel Embiid. Maxey will get re-signed. Jalen Springer has an option. All 4 of these guys are on. There's so many expiring deals on this team that basically we have no team. So you're basically using these picks to reshape the roster for next year and the rest of this year. So, that's the thing. Now, Zach LaVine, is that the guy you want? That's a question we can discuss. I like Zach LaVine. I don't love Zach LaVine. But I think Zach LaVine now with this current roster and the current group would work well. Obviously, I've already seen some rumors floating around about OG from the Raptors. That could be an option as well. There's going to be a lot now after this deal settles and after the dust settles. There's going to be a lot of secondary rumors that come from this. And so we won't know how this deal, the winner and the loser and the grade of this draft or this trade until we see what these draft picks result in. Expiring contracts help to make trades easier if someone comes along this year. Yeah, no, Brett, I do got to ask, and look, I'm not a CBA. I'm not a rules expert in any of the leagues, but I know when you trade a player, like the 4 guys we just traded, we can't immediately turn around and retrade them. There's like you have to wait. So it's December, January. So you might be able to flip Rocco or Morris or Cade or Martin or between one of these guys down the line in another trade for another player. But it won't be till later in the season. It won't be immediately. I don't know the exact details, but I'm pretty sure there's a rule that when you trade for a player, you can't immediately retrade them until a certain amount of time has passed. But I got to look into that more. Woj's assistant sent the tweet and fell asleep, probably. That's probably what happened, for sure. I meant to say witching hours on the Tobias trade. Gotcha. 76ers RKO'd Dallas week. Basically, the Eagles made a big trade. They traded Contavious Street for a pick swap, basically. And then Sixers like, no, we're not going to let you steal the limelight with that. We're going to trade James Harden for basically what's been offered all offseason. The next trade that makes sense is Tobias Harris and draft pick for Zach LaVine. See, I'm not in a rush to trade Tobias Harris at this point. I'm just going to say it. Tobias Harris looks good in his first few games. He looks much better in this offense under Nick Nurse and without James Harden out there. So I'm not in a rush to trade Tobias Harris. Now, in a Zach LaVine deal, maybe. I really got to think hard on this Zach LaVine stuff. And I know it's going to be a popular topic over the next couple weeks now that this deal's happened, couple days, couple weeks, whatever. Obviously, the Bulls are already in turmoil, and they're already having closed doors meetings after one game. So it makes sense that it could happen. I just don't know. Like, everybody loves Zach LaVine. I might be totally out of line saying this, but I don't think Zach LaVine is the superstar that people think he is. He's a really great player. He's an all-star player, but he's not I don't know if he's a needle mover. I don't know. I don't know if he's on what James Harden was level. He's not on the Joel Embiid level. He's that next tier down. He's a higher level than Tobias Harris, but he's not quite what people think, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Flip was the guy Bev got kicked out for in preseason for defending from Ben. He was Pat's rookie. I know who the guy is. I just don't. I mean, who had a longer career in Philly, him or Frank Gore? I don't know. Good morning, Eric. How you doing? I lost by 0.86 points. Damn. They stopped passing the ball to St. Brown in the third quarter. If I ever see the Lions, yeah. Look, it sucks to be a Raiders fan this morning for sure. And Bede and Reed. So you're going to start Reed, Brett. So are you starting Paul Reed in place of PJ Tucker? Um, Look, these four guys are going to need time to adjust and learn. So all four guys we got. Robert Covington could hypothetically start. He was starting in LA once he gets here and learns the system. But I guess down the line, till that happens, I guess Paul Reed maybe is your four to start. That was the plan originally. They talked about in the offseason was starting Paul Reed. Maybe you make that your starting five now. I don't know. Maybe. Embiid and Reed have money next year due to Utah contract they matched. Okay, yeah, the Reed thing. Look, I'm just going off a quick breaking news. Had to rework the show, change the graphic, change the title. I don't have all the details. I'm just breezing through Twitter as I was drinking my first cup of coffee this morning. If it's a one-up contract, just means the Phillies will trade for Trout shortly. That would be a disaster. Sorry, I'm not on the Mike Trout train. Does the Sixers trade mean the Philly has used up all its big trade energy and leaves Howie having to settle for mid today? Most likely, Howie was settling for mid today, no matter what. Role players, depth pieces, but it wouldn't shock me. There's some account that I don't trust, and some account it's got a lot of followers and a check mark, but anybody can have a lot of followers and check marks if you buy them. Put out a tweet that Howie was trying to get Aaron Donald. I'm like, yeah, this is not obviously happening. But now because of this deal, it wouldn't shock me if Howie goes out and gets Derrick Henry or Aaron Donald or something like this. Just be like, yo, it's Dallas week. We're controlling the headlines, not you, Philadelphia 76ers. Is Tyler Halliburton the guy that was going to put us over? All this Halliburton love is baffling to me. Well, so here's the thing, Marshawn. Halliburton might not have put us over back when the Harden Simmons trade happened, but now, yeah, Halliburton is developed. Halliburton was a young up-and-comer at that point 2 years ago when the Harden Simmons trade happened. Now he's evolved into one of the better point guards in the league. He can shoot. He plays defense. He's long and lanky. He does a lot of things well. That would have been the deal, in my opinion. That would have been the deal still. He's perfect next to Maxey and B. I think even when we were still doing DSM shows together, I think we had in the group chat this conversation before. Everybody says he's perfect next to them. I would have to wait and see. I'm not going to say no to a Zach LaVine deal now. I'm not, now that we're off of Harden. I was saying no to Zach LaVine when there was talk of moving on from Maxey to bring in Zach LaVine next to Harden and Embiid. I'm not going to say no now. I just don't know if he's as elite as some people think. He's a really, really great player, just not super elite. He's a guy who could play off the ball, give you 26 a night, close games, and he can close games. And that is a big one right there. I'm out on LaVine, rather a wing player like OG, Siakam. I would take OG over Siakam at this point. Barely, but yes. Plus, they would fit right in right away, being the fact that they know Nick Nurse so well. On a side note, like with Siakam, all the players that said something about when Nick Nurse got fired, going to miss their coach, or when he got hired and a great hire for the Sixers, Siakam wasn't one of them, I think. There was one player, one starter on the Raptors that stayed silent through it. So I don't know if there was a little, not enjoying working together for Siakam and Nick Nurse. Good morning, John. How you doing? Happy Halloween to you as well. I'll pay for the cab to take his butt to the airport. Dude, I don't even need to pay for the cab. I'm going to put him on my back and my shoulders, piggyback style, and walk him to the airport if I have to. For sure. Starter's got to be Maxey, Melton, Oubre to buy. Oh, so you're going to start Oubre. Yeah, actually, but then that hurts your bench as well. then who's your first guy off the bench now? I mean, till these guys are ready, you got these 4 guys, eventually will be ready in a couple days, a week maybe. I don't know. I'm probably starting Robert Covington, and that's not because he's a former Sixer, just because he kind of plays that same role as PJ Tucker, a 3-and-D type guy. Um, can take some of the defensive pressure off of Tobias Harris. I don't even know if Robert Covington is still the elite defender he was when he was here. I know he still plays good defense. Is he great? I don't know. Do you have to wait? Drew was traded right after. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing 60 days to wait before trading in series. Yeah, that's true, and it's a great point. Maybe because it was the off. Brett, I'm not sure. I am not an expert in these rules and stuff like that. There's got to be there's some rules that you got to wait, or maybe it's you can't trade a guy you sign as a free agent immediately. Maybe a traded player you can flip right away. Maybe that's the way it works. I'm not versed in these contracts and stuff like that. I rate this deal A's a D plus equivalent used as a D plus equivalent. I'm not going to go that low. I think it's a fair deal for a guy that was going to sit out all year. I just rate it as a B instead of an A, as some people do, because A, you waited all this time to basically get what was on the table all along, and B, you are just fixing your mistake. That's how I rate this deal. Maxi Melton, Tobias, uh, Kelly Oubre, and B now probably be Rocco bottom to keep. Yeah, look, I like Kelly Oubre off the bench. It's something we've been missing for a really, really long time. A guy at Kelly Oubre's gunning ability off the bench, so I like him there. Maybe for a few games while you get the new players in town and up to speed on the system. Just think about that. I will say this: our bench is so deep now. Oubre, and then one of these 4 guys will be starting probably. Then the other 3 and Oubre off the bench with Reed and Springer. I mean, we've got a 12-man rotation now that we could conceivably play on a nightly basis. I would love Buddy Hield on this team as a cheap guy to help this year and could sign a big guy next year. Yeah, I don't know what it would take to get Buddy Hield. I don't know what's left on his contract. Another sniper, maybe. Wouldn't hurt. I don't know if there's a role right now on this team for him. Another 3-point shooter, sure. But now that you've got Tyrese Maxey taking over, you don't want to give up any of his shots. If you're going to get Levine, where are the shots for Buddy Hield's a guy that wants 10 to 15 shots a game. Where is he going to fit in on this roster? Siakam was suspended by Nurse for his attitude. See, I knew there was something. I'm not up to date on all Toronto Raptors news, but I knew there was something between either OG or Siakam, and I thought it was Siakam. So I knew there was something there between Siakam and Nurse, and well, there it is. Marshawn with the great Raptors knowledge. Thanks for stepping in there with that. Ready or not, they are going in and will get their opportunity. They are. They're doing what they got to do. They're going all in. Look, we can say the positives and the negatives of this deal. All I know is my number one goal was to get the drama over with. And guess what? The drama is over with. James Harden is gone, and we're better off for it. Whether you like the pieces we received or not, the drama is gone, and we can just focus on basketball. Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris will all be asked today. Nick Nurse will be asked today, tomorrow, about the James Harden situation and the trade. And then we can move on. Moving forward to the NBA in-season tournament that starts next week. Yes, I'm so excited. Can't wait. NBA rules are so confusing. Dude, they are so confusing. I'm trying to figure it out on the fly here. And guys, we got lots of people watching because it's breaking news. So make sure you hit that like button on YouTube there. We got 14 likes, 7 on Facebook. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, follow button, hit that share button. Help bring everybody into this conversation as we continue on here. I like Marcus Morris to start. Look, Marcus Morris is a guy. I mean, he's a Philly kid. Went to school in Philly. I've been saying for a long time one of the Morris twins had to be a Sixer at some point in their career. I don't even know what Marcus Morris hasn't even played a game. I don't even know if he's healthy yet this year for the Clippers. I don't know if he's just a DMP coach's decision, but I've got all the new Sixers, basketball reference pages up here, and he hasn't played yet this year, and I'm not sure why. But he's a guy that brings hard-nosed defense. He shoots the three pretty solidly. He can get you double-digit points off the bench or starting, either or. So Morris is a good piece to add to this team. A veteran guy that's been around this league for a very long time. He ain't no spring chicken. He's 34 years old. But the guy's been around. He's played on a lot of teams. So I'm not upset about the Marcus Morris part of it at all. And it's an expiring contract. All these contracts expiring is so huge. It's a Philly thing to not appreciate a good thing. We love to live in the bowels of mystery. No, we don't. I just like to look at things as open-minded as possible. I'm trying to keep all sides of the equation on the table here to discuss. Has it really happened officially? I wanted to get the real scoop from a truth. Chuck, I am not an insider. I have no sources. But when Woj drops a bomb, it's official. The deal is done. We have traded PJ Tucker, James Harden, and Flip Petruvius, or however you say his name. I didn't even take the time to learn his name, for Marcus Morris, KJ Martin, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, a 2026 pick, first-round pick from Oklahoma City, 2028 first-round pick from Houston, from LA, two second-round picks, and then a 2029 pick swap, whatever. It's official. It's done. The James Harden drama is officially 100% over with. KJ Martin is a nice young player. I've seen a lot of positive things about him. He is a free agent like the others at the end of the year, so you'll have to make a decision this year whether you like him. We need younger players on this team, so if he plays well, he'll be kept. If not, we'll move on from him. We'll see. We'll see how he develops alongside Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I'm Eagles fan, so I lost my fantasy football league game. A 2-yard pass in the last 25 minutes. Yeah, I know. Look, can't trade signed players. So traded players you can trade, signed players you can't. See, Brett, it's just so damn complicated. So damn complicated. Dude, fantasy football sucks, man. I've traded away half my team for future draft picks, and now all of a sudden I'm winning. Explain it to me. KJ Martin will be another Springer type project with a high ceiling. Batum could be a nice upgrade over the Turkish Tatum. He's an old fart, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we went out there and got a superstar in return. We got role players, and what the key thing in this return wasn't the players that we got. It was the fact that all 4 players' contracts are expiring at the end of the year, so you can either retrade them or get rid of them at the end of the year, and we got 2 first-round picks that we can use in a movement for Zach LaVine or whoever it may be. There's so much moving parts in this deal. 3 good vets on Batum, Rocco, and Morris, and a good young player to try out. Don't mind the trade of players. I think OKC might be getting manned to allow the Sixers to get their first-round pick. That might be part. There was rumors that we didn't really want Terrence Mann. We wanted Terrence Mann because we had another move for Terrence Mann on the books. So that would make sense. Still don't get the Terrence Mann hype. Like, I don't. This is an interesting one. There's another side to this whole trade. That's the LA Clippers. For NBA, like we're a Sixers, we're a Philly-based show here, but we do talk all trending topics and how James Harden's going to fit in with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but also Russell Westbrook is their point guard there in LA with the Clippers. Russell Westbrook and James Harden, I don't know. What's Russell Westbrook? Westbrook isn't who he used to be, but he's still a solid starting point guard. And he's still a fiery, want-to-win, passionate player. And the first time James Harden quits on the team, or the first time James Harden passes up an open shot, or the first time James Harden does something wrong, him and Westbrook are they're gonna butt heads so bad in LA. You gotta think that Russell Westbrook will be on the trade block now for the Clippers. And let me say, I see all the people that have FanDuel Sportsbook, big accounts all across the who's gonna stop this threesome here of Harden, Kawhi, and PG. Dude, Paul George hasn't won much. James Harden hasn't won a damn thing. And Kawhi is Kawhi. dude, the Clippers are still not getting out of the West this year. They're just not. They're not getting out of the West. This does not really move their needle. Maybe it moves them from a 6 or 7 seed to a 5 seed, or a 5 seed to a 4 seed, but it does not change much for LA. It puts them on the map in LA. It puts them close to the Lakers on the map, not quite the Lakers, but I just don't get it. Like I don't think the Clippers win in this situation at all. Christmas in October, and here I was thinking it would be the Phillies to bring me joy. And I still haven't watched a single pitch of the World Series because of the Phillies. I'm still depressed. I'm still not over the Phillies. Not at all. And today was supposed to be talking about the Eagles and the NFL trade deadline. That's 4:00 today on Halloween. And, some of the news that came out. We'll get back to the Eagles tomorrow. We'll recap the trade deadline, some of my notes here, for the Eagles. I get to save my Eagles Cowboys must-win title for tomorrow or another day this week. But I'd be curious. I mean, Howie Roseman does not love losing the headlines. And he lost the headlines today on Dallas Week nonetheless, on Halloween, on the trade deadline of the NFL. So Howie's got some tricks up his sleeve. Maybe he brings us a Christmas in October as well. Expiring contracts are like a hard reset, but for teams with buyer's remorse and no cap space, that with a pick or two, yes, Eric, you're spot on. And this is the thing, like, we can grade this trade on an immediate overreaction, like right now where we're at, but we can't grade this trade till we see what we turn those first round picks into. Till we see if we keep all 4 of these players or move on for them or trade them. Till the trade deadline, basically, in the NBA, we can't fully grade this trade. So it's incomplete to an extent in my mind. Completely incomplete. So we will learn over the coming days, over the coming weeks, over the coming months, whether we won or lost this trade. But I still can't fully grasp it till all the parts are done. Harden and Tucker Pimpin' Dynasty Tour continues to run through the United States of America. I'm so glad we're off of PJ Tucker. Through the first 3 games this year, PJ Tucker looked even worse than he did last year. And again, this goes back to this deal sounds good, and we got a good return for a player that wasn't going to play, but all it did was fix 2 of Daryl Morey's mistakes. One being the Harden contract or trade, and one being the PJ Tucker contract. The fact that we're off of that PJ Tucker contract, thank God. Thank God. I can't wait for Howie to trade for Kenny Moore or the Bears starting cornerback. Howie, come through for your fam. We might be starting all over again tomorrow with new breaking news on the Eagles instead. Sick Kyrie on Harden in 1 game, and he's mentally checked out for the rest of the season. Equivalent of an ACL tear. Yeah, exactly. So glad Harden. Chuck, what's up, my man? Harden's out of here. Good riddance. I haven't liked the Sixers since Iverson. Truly rooted for them since Julius Erving brought their last title. Well, this isn't going to change that. But what it is doing is giving this team the chance to reset away from the James Harden drama. And that's what it is. And that's the only reason why I could say this is a win for the Sixers at this moment, before it's all said and done, is because the drama's gone. We can focus on basketball. We can focus on Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Tyrese Maxey. We could talk about reigning MVP, defending MVP, Joel Embiid. That's what we can focus in on. We can focus in on Nick Nurse, Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris. We can focus on basketball and not drama. And that's all I care about. I'll reserve judgment till that unprotected. Well, we also have an unprotected 2026 pick now coming from OKC, unless they put a protection on it, and that hasn't been released yet. But we've got 2, 2026 and 2028. They're going to get traded, those picks. There is no doubt in my mind. See, I didn't use shadow. No doubt in my mind that at least one of those picks will be traded very, very soon for somebody else. Can we talk about the Eagles now? No. There's too much to dive into here with the Sixers. We will. I promise, K-Watt, at some point in this show, maybe towards the last 20, 30 minutes, I will touch on some of the Eagles news, touch on some of the things I wrote down here that were going to originally be some of the topics to start this show. But we got to keep rolling on with this Harden stuff. Imagine finding out you got traded to your dream team destination while being in the strip club. Could you imagine if that's actually where James Harden was last night? He was down at Delilah's or Club Risque, sitting there having some chicken wings, watching whatever in his private little suite, and then he gets a text message from his agent, "Yo, you're in LA," and he's like, "Call me back in 10 minutes. Lap dance isn't over yet." Could you imagine that situation unfolding? Can you imagine how that situation would unfold? It would be hilarious. Front office needs to establish a support group for Maury. He needs to be on watch. He has separation anxiety. Yeah, next thing you know, he's gonna request a trade to LA. Look, this whole situation is Daryl Morey's fault to begin with. And while I am happy the drama is over with, my criticism of Daryl Morey will not stop. We were in this situation to begin with because of Daryl Morey, and not because of what James Harden said that Daryl Morey's a liar. Not because of that. Because of how he brought James Harden here, where he was laser focused on one trade and one trade only to bring James Harden here. What is this? Like the 16th time he's traded for or traded away James Harden now in his career as a GM of a team? Like seriously. Like they're linked hip at the hip. James Harden, Daryl Morey. And I see this joke here. PJ's James Harden's side piece. Daryl Morey is James Harden's side piece, or James Harden's his side piece. They're linked, and they will always be linked. And their legacies are linked together. And the fact that neither of them have ever won a title is going to be linked together forever. It's going to be something 20 years from now. People are going to be talking about James Harden and Daryl Morey and how great they were, but never won a title wherever they went. Man, can't get rid of this, man. I love that to be true. When does the NFL trade deadline officially hit? 4 p.m. today, I believe. Which sucks, Chuck, because I own a pizza shop, Fox's Pizza. Kenneth Square, scrolling along the bottom of the screen, but there it is. Sponsor. Since I don't have a sponsor, I sponsor myself. It's the busiest outside of the Super Bowl. The busiest day of the year in the pizza business is Halloween, and the trade deadline happens right at the Halloween dinner rush at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to be trying to be on my phone all day long, and I'm going to be trying to make pizzas all day long. It's an awful day for the NFL trade deadline, in my opinion. I don't want a fourth-star scorer taking shots from Maxey. Either stay with the team we have or trade to Bias. That way, his shots. It's an interesting way to look at it for sure. You bring in Zach LaVine without moving Tobias, and where those shots come from, that's fine. Tobias has to be regulated back to being the fourth guy. I love Tobias Harris. Everybody knows that watches the show. I'm a huge Tobias Harris guy. Zach LaVine would be better, but maybe not. Me, I'm gonna let this team cook for a few weeks as is before I make any rash decisions. I'm gonna see how this team and these new pieces fit in with what we've got before I, you know, before I decide whether it's Zach LaVine or somebody else. Look, we have at least upwards of 65 million in cap space next year as it's constructed right now. We have Joel Embiid going on Team USA for the Olympics, basically a recruiter this offseason. I'm going to let this team cook, see how it is. And if we see right away we need Zach LaVine, then sure. But I'm not moving on to another big contract just yet. I'm waiting and seeing. And I'm also, I did an interview with Jeff Warren yesterday after the show, Philadelphia Sports Table podcast. I shared it out on Twitter yesterday. I'll share it out again today. And one of his questions was, how do you keep Joel Embiid happy? What does Joel Embiid want in this situation? Joel Embiid, I know we hate when players control the league or control the team, but we want to keep Joel Embiid happy. Does Joel Embiid want Zach LaVine? Does Joel Embiid want Tobias Harris? Does Joel Embiid want somebody else? Where does Joel Embiid's happiness fit in this situation of how we follow up this James Harden trade? He's got to be happier today than he was yesterday, knowing he wakes up. Was Joel Embiid awake when this news broke? Did somebody wake him up? I don't know. Look, where does he fall into this is something else that needs to be discussed. Bowels of misery, population, Philly fans. Come on. I don't think we're being miserable this morning, Marshawn. I don't. I think we're being pretty fair on this situation. It took Morey this long to get this back. I think Barbara Carroll, I think you're spot on. I mean, this deal has probably been on the table for weeks, months. because we were holding out hope for Terrence Mann, and Terrence Mann wasn't part of the deal yet, as we say it. You know, I, I don't know. Like it's kind of crazy that this is all like all the holdout was just for this, and that's it. I love this comment here. Bye bye, James Harden. You're gone. Well, I had to jump through some comments to get to that. Yeah, I didn't listen to it yet, but can't really promote other podcasts that I don't work with on this show. Just do what I do when I'm at work. Have my phone directly in my till. Um, dude, it's so tough, man. I'm on my phone so much, but it's Halloween, so I can't be on it too much today. Not at all. Phrase much drama as hard and has caused. I'm happy with the return we got. Yeah, look, the drama's over. The drama is over. That is all that matters at this point. We don't know who won and lost till we see what we do with these picks and these players down the line. But the drama's over. We can focus on Maxey and Embiid, the new duo that's going to take over the NBA by storm. But they're playing well. Maxey is another level right now. That's all the drama's over. All the criticism of Daryl Morey, all the criticism of James Harden, the return, grade this and that. It's all secondary to the simple fact that James Harden's gone. The drama out the door. It's on the red eye to LA. Done. What's up, Anthony Williams? How you doing? Late to the show. Thoughts on the Harden trade? That's all we're talking about is the Harden trade today. And I think my last comment pretty much sums up how I feel. Whether we like the trade or not, whether the trade is complete or not, because what is the next move that comes of this trade now that we have picks and assets to – because now that's the thing here. We have assets now. The problem's been we didn't have assets. We have assets now. So my main thought right now on 10/31, Halloween 2023 at 8:45 in the morning, the drama is gone. And that's all that matters. That's what makes me happy. Hi, Barbara. Good morning. Nice to see another crossover to Phil. Yeah, I don't know who Curmudgeon 365 is. But dude, this is the place right here. If you're new to the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Every morning, 8 a.m., we do 90 minutes of Philadelphia sports talk, Monday through Friday, right here on Trending in the AM. And this show is the only show that you actually matter for. You know, all those other shows, they don't care about your comments. I do. I don't even, my opinion doesn't matter. You know, people are asking me my opinion. My opinion don't matter. Your opinions are what matters. 2 first-round picks and a pick swap for a player that was never going to play here, and that's without a bidding war, and it's just meh. No, it's not that it's just meh. My only negative thing that I've said so far is that it's a great return. I've actually said it already today, Marshawn. It's a great return for a player that probably wasn't going to play for you all year. It gets the drama out. But my only negative aspect that I've brought to the table is that all Daryl Morey did was fix his mistakes that he's already made. So I don't want to put too much, I don't want to give him a little Thomas Yampo pat on the back, a little DIY pat on the back. All he did was fix his mistakes. That's all. Yeah. I need it this morning. I'm struggling. I'm on fumes today. Another night of I don't know what is up with me. Not sleeping well, Eric. So I need it because I'm running on fumes today. Come on, Eagles, give me Patrick Surtain. Yeah, Patrick Surtain's not coming to Philly, man. Drew, I wish, sure. Who wouldn't love a young stud starting cornerback? But it's not happening. As K1 says, you can't afford them. First off, you got the money involved. It's going to cost you probably 2 first. What was K1? What was the Jalen Ramsey trade? Multiple first round picks. You're going to look at that kind of a package for Patrick Surtain. So that's not going to happen. But something will happen. The Eagles are not going to go today without a trade. If you were setting the trades today for the Eagles at 0.5 over under, the over 0.5 trades would be like minus 1,000 in the books. That's it. Keith saying, I will judge Daryl by how he acquires pieces in the next 2 years. Look, I'm going to say a bold thing here. I don't even want Daryl Morey here over the next 2 years. What's Daryl Morey ever done other than trade James Harden? And he hasn't even done that really well over the years. I'm so over Daryl Morey. I don't even want Daryl Morey reshaping this roster the rest of this year. He fixed his mistake. Get him out of here. I know that's not going to happen. That's just me personally. I am not a fan of Daryl Morey. I don't think Daryl Morey is a great president GM. Uh, he hasn't won a damn thing in his career, but yet he's ranked up there in that upper echelon. He's ranked up there in that upper echelon of decision makers in the NBA. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Best part is Danny Green's been waived. Look, Danny Green. I'm a Danny Green guy. Not this year. Like, obviously, he didn't really have much left in the tank through the first 3 games. But he's a veteran presence, and I would have no problem with Danny Green if he can't latch onto another team. Nick Nurse bringing him back in as a coach and assistant. I still say Mitchie Poo, and thank you for tuning in this morning, Mitchie Poo. I still say that we win that Atlanta Hawks playoff series, the Ben Simmons pass to Matisse Thybulle playoff series, if Danny Green does not get hurt for the rest of the playoffs in that first game. I lock it in. I've been saying it since that happened. If Danny Green doesn't go down, we win that series. That's it. Jalen Johnson has been given. Yeah, I saw that break. Look, all the Eagles news is kind of skating under right now. This is a moment for Howie Roseman to kind of steal the limelight, but also skate some small things, small moves, under the radar. It's going to be a very active NFL trade deadline today. I really feel a lot of teams are going to have a lot of moving parts. A lot of teams are going to move a lot of players, a lot of draft pick trades. So much is going to happen today in the NFL. And we will rededicate tomorrow to Eagles Cowboys week and all the moves that happen across the NFL tomorrow. But we really got to stick to this Sixers topics right now. He recognized Simmons was a dog day one. Yeah, but he waited too long to trade him. And there were better packages than James Harden possibly on the table. In hindsight, better packages. Some people didn't like Tyler Halliburton. Some did. Some saw the potential. Some didn't. But you're telling me that him and Harrison Barnes for Ben Simmons instead of 2 picks and and Ben Simmons for James Harden wouldn't have been the better deal? We wouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. So Daryl Morey literally just fixed his mistake. Love Danny, and he will be a good analyst or coach after he's done, but he looked wide. Absolutely. I just saying that like, I love Mitch, and Mitch and I, we go back and we've done shows together in the past. Just saying that good riddance, basically, and that's the best part. I can't. It's because of this. Like, he's washed, yes, I know, but I still like Danny Green, the player. The personality is there. I think he'll make a great coach. He'd probably make a great analyst. His podcast is really solid. I don't want to drag Danny Green through the mud in this trade. We're upgrading Danny Green with Marcus Morris, KJ Martin, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum. Pick any of them. It's an upgrade over Danny Green for the rest of this year. No doubt about it. But I'm not dragging him through the mud at this point. Daryl Morey, best move was signing Nick Nurse as coach. That, along with the fixing the Harden saga, might save his job. Yeah, it will. And moving on finally from Doc Rivers was the right move. Bringing in Nick Nurse was a great decision. It's just the James Harden saga should have never happened to begin with. And it should have been, like, if this was the best you could get for James Harden, how come this deal wasn't done 2 weeks before the season started, 4 weeks before the season started? Because I guarantee you, if you asked somebody in LA, the Clippers would have given this deal up 6 weeks ago. And everybody would have been moved on. All these pieces would have been here. All these pieces would already be part of the system and the flow. I'm just saying. Are we still ready? Are we really still talking about Ben Simmons? Look, we're not talking about Ben Simmons, but to ignore the fact that Ben Simmons is part of this whole circle of life in the Sixers situation is being blind. I love this. Me and Marshawn, you go back to my DSM days. I saw you watching Faithful Fanatics yesterday. I was watching along too. I just couldn't comment. We go back a long time. This is the first time we've ever fully disagreed, I think, Marshawn. I mean, we've commented. You've commented on my show for a long time. I don't think we've ever disagreed this much. I love it. I love a little back and forth sometimes, as long as it's friendly banter like this. Daryl was actually able to hire his coach and did great with Nick. Still crazy. Doc was hired before Daryl. Yeah, that was always weird. Who hires a coach before the GM? That's going to have to. Yeah, that to me, Brett, never made any sense whatsoever. Can we revisit the Fultz pick again while we're at it? Look, Markelle Fultz has developed into a solid NBA player. First round pick, no. Number 1 overall pick, definitely not. But he's developed into a solid player down in Orlando. And Orlando's a scary, young, up and coming team. They got a lot of young pieces. They're never going to compete in the East right now with the Celtics, the Cavs, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Bucks. But they're a scary young team. They got some young talent there. Markelle Fultz is doing a solid job as the starting point guard down there. They could do much worse. Ben Simmons is the whole reason we're at this point half a decade later. Absolutely. It's so funny. I don't know how many of you are on Facebook, but Facebook memories, man, they get me all the time, man. Like whenever I pass through a certain time frame, and right now a lot of the things are Sixers related and Phillies related that happen to pop up. And yesterday, my memory on Facebook was after Michael Carter Williams' first game as a Philadelphia 76er, and he almost had a quadruple double. He was like 2 rebounds and like 3 assists shy, or 2 rebounds and 3 steals shy of a triple double. And I was on the Michael Carter Williams hype train in 2013. The post I shared yesterday on Twitter was Drew Holiday, who? Michael Carter Williams is the real deal. Man, was I wrong on Michael Carter Williams. So if you want to revisit anything, let's revisit Michael Carter Williams then. Let's get back to the Eagles, fam. I hate to disagree. No, it's not disagreeing. It's a healthy discussion. That's the thing. Healthy discussions are what makes trending in the AM, I think personally, as we come up on the 2-year anniversary of doing this morning show. I believe tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary officially of this show starting. That's what makes this show special. Healthy discussions and debates. That's what makes it special. I think it took time because Daryl wanted to see if his team was going to do well enough that they didn't need a higher level player and got assets instead of a bigger player. I think that could have been part of it, maybe. I also think part of it was Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey, for all the positives and all the negatives, is a very stubborn guy. He wanted James Harden for Ben Simmons, and he held out till he got it. And you know what? I will give Daryl Morey credit for one thing. He knows what he wants, and he holds firm. He got 2 first-round picks, a first-round pick swap, 2 second-round picks, and 4 players for a guy that was never going to dress for his team this year. The guy that one rumor broke 2 days ago was considering retirement if he didn't get traded. That is how Daryl Morey does it. He holds firm. It's crazy. Doc getting hired first after Daryl is like when Washburn was hired as D-line coach and then promoted. Yeah. Juan Castillo, the greatest defensive coordinator in Eagles history. Not that to me will the Juan Castillo thing will go down as one of the most confusing moves in Philadelphia sports history. Period. Confusing is the word I'll use. Happy for Fultz. We support him, and he continues to talk. Look, this offseason, Brett, I mentioned it multiple times. He was available potentially in a trade. I would have brought him in as a potential bench piece, as a backup point guard, whatever. You could do much worse as a backup point guard than Markelle Fultz right now. He still plays good defense. He's still long and lanky. His shot's kind of semi-fixed itself. I don't think he'll ever be the 20-point scorer we thought he was, but trade the 2 second-round picks for Markelle Fultz. Why not? Why not? Sure. You're going to really spin him up now. Look, it's all good. Can we get a few minutes later to start? Yes, we will close the show. Final 20-ish minutes of the show. We'll get back to Dallas Week Talk. Look, the whole show was centered. I literally woke up this morning, saw the news when my alarm went off at 6:30, and I literally I skipped breakfast to come into my office. I had to change the graphic for the thumbnail, change the title of the show, change the tags in the back end on YouTube. I had to do all that because we were ready. I had a whole show plan for this day, but I had to change it all. Thank you. Look, we haven't always been on Philadelphia Sports Network. We've only been on Philadelphia Sports Network for about 6 months. Been on some other networks, but I love doing this every single morning. Love it. And when I find new people like you, Brett, I love to see people having a good time, enjoying the conversation, because that's all we do here. We just talk. And we talk out everything, and I let your opinions be heard. where you watch a lot of other shows and they don't even put up 90% of the comments on other shows. I can't tell you how many shows I used to watch that I put my thoughts out there and the host never responded to them. So Juan was a really good D-line coach, and I think he was promoted too early to be successful. Just say I don't know about that. He was an O-line coach. He wasn't a D-line coach. Wasn't Juan Castillo. He was an offensive line coach promoted to defensive coordinator. I think that's what it was. And to be fair, the 2 picks we got from OKC and Clippers will be better than what the Nets got in the last year's draft. Yeah, look, I'm not even worried about the draft picks because those draft picks are just trade assets. That's all, in my opinion. All those draft picks are trade assets. That is it, 100%. Juan Castillo sunk the dream team. I don't know if he sunk it, but he didn't help. He didn't save anybody from the sinking ship. I will say that. It was sunk the second they gave themselves the nickname. Exactly, Duck. Exactly. As soon as was it Vince Young was the one that said it, right? Vince Young was the one that sunk the dream team. Yeah, see, I thought so. I thought you were off there. He was an O-line coach sent to coach the defense. And I'm pretty sure Andy Reid's exact quote was, well, he sits in on a lot of the defensive meetings to help with the matchups and help with the game planning. And that was his reasoning. I can't even talk about that anymore. I don't mind a talking head show. I hate the screaming head shows. You're good with I appreciate it. This is no different than any other show, except today's show, there's breaking news. Breaking news. James Harden traded. And actually, it's a perfect timing and perfect segue for our 9 a.m. reset, guys. It is 9 a.m. here on Halloween. Happy Halloween. You're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live. Make sure you hit that like button. We're up to 27 likes on YouTube, 8 on Facebook. Likes, shares, subscribes, follows. It's all free to do. So please help me out. Help continue to grow this show and hit that like and share and subscribe button. We're here every morning, 8 a.m. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Beard and Knowledge. Breaking news while we were all sleeping. Well, some were sleeping. James Harden traded from the Philadelphia 76ers to the LA Clippers for a package of 4 players, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, pick swaps. Who knows? But the drama is over. And we're going to spend about 5-10 more minutes talking about this. Then we will move on to a little bit of Dallas talk, a little bit of Eagles talk, and we will go from there. Adam Silver, Sixers owner and media, is why I'm in this position. I look at big picture, not little. Ben Simmons didn't tell free agents not sign the 76ers rookies not to work out. Look, I wonder how much Adam Silver played into getting this deal done because this is exactly the type of deal that's been on the table all offseason. And Daryl Morey's been saying no. And Adam Silver in the NBA loves to get their nose in the Sixers business. I wonder if Adam Silver had anything because they were already investigating the Sixers for not playing James Harden for whatever reasons. So I wonder what Adam Silver had to play in this at all. I wonder. Imagine playing your priced free agent cornerback Nnamdi everywhere else but the spot that he should be playing. Nnamdi Asomugha. I don't even think Nnamdi Asomugha he was one of those guys that was super talented, but not actually in love with the sport he played. Like I don't think he actually loved playing football. He was a super smart guy. Wasn't he like a doctor or something like that? He was super smart. We'll just say that he didn't love football. Football paid the bills, and I hate that kind of a situation. Well, every once in a while, Phil does do frustrated head show and close to screaming head show. Never quite crosses the line. I don't think I ever crossed the line. Yeah, I'm a sneezing head, dude. I don't know. I've always got sinus issues, but they've been really bad lately. I got 2-3 tissues here every show now to start. I just can't get over get over it right now. I don't know what it is. We got to finish cup of coffee 1, move on to cup of coffee number 2, because yeah, got to. Nnamdi is a pretty good producer and actor now. Yeah, like, but also wasn't he a not a doctor like a surgeon or anything like that. He had gotten his doctorate in something. He was like super smart, science or physics or I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like he was something. I'm not sure what. But yeah, now he's into acting and producing and stuff like that. Where'd my mouse go? There it goes. They told Nnamdi, we'll play you like Woodson, and he said, "Oh, Charles Woodson." They like, nah, Ron Woodson from the old days. You cannot write a better story. He did marry a great actress too. How do we get on that? Yeah, so well, man. We never know where the show's going to go. Have you thought about getting an air purifier? Um, no, I've had sinus issues my whole entire life. I take allergy medicine every single day. I take breathing medicine every single day. It's just the way it is. It's part of life. It's just, and I go in and out of phases. Lately, it's been bad. And it doesn't help. Like they're much worse when I don't get good night's sleep, and I haven't been getting good night's sleeps lately. But thank you for your concern. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have not slept well lately, so that is definitely part of it. But I still try to come here every single morning. Like last night, it was 3 o'clock. I'm tossing and turning in bed. I'm like, it'd be so great to hit the snooze button, but nah, can't. And I didn't even know we had James Harden breaking news at that moment. I am glad Harden's gone too, Eric. Without a doubt. Actually, I think this is a good moment to bring back, without a shadow of a doubt. I am glad he's gone. I hate drama in sports. I really do. I want to talk about a game. I want to recap a game, preview a game, talk about free agency or whatever. I don't like drama. I hate drama in sports. When are you going to do with your Harden jersey? Well, it's been buried back there and it's going to stay buried. I will not trade my Harden jersey or burn it. Um, I hate. I don't know if I've said this on this show before. I know I've put it out there on Twitter and stuff like that. I hate people that burn jerseys. I hate people that rip them up and do that kind of stuff. Like, I still got my Carson Wentz. I still got my McNabb. Like, the people that do that, like my brother, Charlie, taught his son when the Ben Simmons drama unfolded and finally ended. He took him and his son went out to the yard and put his Ben Simmons jersey in the fire pit and lit it on fire. Like, I don't get that. Spend hundreds of dollars on jerseys. That's why I don't buy real jerseys. I buy knockoffs. But people spend all this money on jerseys then just to go burn them when a player gets traded or causes drama. Like, I hate it. Hate it, hate it. So I'm not going to do anything with it. It's just going to get folded up, tucked in a drawer. And maybe someday, 5, 10 years from now, maybe I'll put it on if it still fits when I'm sitting by a pool or something like that. It ain't going to stay hanging up right there like Jimmy Butler's jersey. Oh, you can't see it right now. Let me. There we go. It will not stay in the background like the Jimmy Butler jersey. It will not. Um, it's kind of hiding behind the Sugar Shane Falco back there right now. Never wanted him, justifying my rightness. Yeah, like I didn't want him either. But then once he got here, I kind of got hyped. But yeah. Oh, this is a great one, Brett. I'm going to get tickets to Clippers Sixers game. Yeah, I wonder how many James Harden jerseys will be worn. How many Sixers James Harden jerseys will be worn that night? March 27th. We have to wait that long. Damn. Phil is allergic to facial hair. Maybe that's what it is. I've had facial hair for a long time in my life. Nick Nurse encouraged Gasol and Ibaka to speak in Spanish while guarding Joel in the playoffs to disguise coverage. He could do the same with Batum and Joel. That's interesting. I never heard that one before. That's interesting. I don't get stupid burning of anything. It reminds me too much. Well, that too. I mean, no offense, like that. I mean, it's a fair point. That's taking it to the next level. I just think it's a waste of money too. Like it really is. Like I don't get it. Like, wouldn't that be a kick in the arse? Yeah, it really would be. Unless the person committed a felony, no need to burn. Like I'm not. Even if he committed a felony, just don't you burn your jersey. You know how many people you take a jersey and donate it to Goodwill or something like that. There's bins all over in every shopping center looking for clothing donations. Donate your stuff. Like do something positive. Turn a negative into a positive. The burning of jerseys drives me nuts. The burning of merchandise and gear. You see Dallas Cowboys fans after losses smashing TVs. Like, stop. Like, there's so much better that can be done with your money and your time. And it drives me up a wall. Back to back 24th and 27th. Okay. Those Sixers Clippers tickets are going to go through the roof. You better go get them now. Because I bet you they go through the roof over the next couple days. Phil has a full beard since he was 5 years old. No, I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through 12th grade. I was not allowed facial hair the day I graduated from. There's my Devon Prep coffee mug here. The day I graduated high school from Devon Prep was the last time, outside of my 2 weeks I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, because they didn't allow facial hair. But from the day I graduated high school till now, outside of 2 weeks, I've had facial hair. I've had a beard for God knows how long of that. But yes, you cannot have facial hair when you go to Catholic school, especially private Catholic school. Yes, I was a preppy right there with Kyle, who's always watching. Sometimes in the background, but Kyle Potter always watching. We graduated together high school at Devon Prep. The irony of wearing a Harden jersey to work out is unmatched. Has anybody ever done that? Because that would be irony. That's the definition right there. I donate the cash value, but not give any person an Aaron Hernandez jersey. That's a fair one. That's one that could be thrown out. Or you rip the name off and just have a nameless jersey there. Phil, you're right. Donate it, and someone will cut off the number and name and be able to enjoy it, or just be clothed. Some of these, we had this thing. Long story short, had a bunch of bins of baby clothes. There was a church that came and gave me a few bucks for them, and it for 4 or 5 big blue Tupperware bins of clothes, and it got shipped to some place in Africa for an orphanage. Like there are people that need clothing. Burning it just ruins the fact that you could be clothing somebody that might not have a shirt. Shane Falco, you mean the Keanu Reeves character? Of course. Who else would there be? He cost me a ton of money in the Sugar Bowl. Of course. Yeah, not Gene Hackman, Coach McGinty. That was his name in the movie. I'm a huge Replacements fan. I think it's one of the greatest bad movies of all time because it's a bad movie. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Replacements is a bad movie, but it's a movie when it's on my TV, and I watch it nonstop. There's something about good bad movies, and The Replacements is right up there with good. We'll have to do a top 10 list someday of the best bad movies of all time. We've done greatest movies, we've done greatest TV shows, musicians, this and that. We might have to do a greatest bad movie show or list at some point. Catholic school does not allow facial hair, especially. I did not go to a Jesuit one. Devon is a purist school, and Holy Cross, where I went to elementary school in Springfield, I don't even know what they were, but I went there from kindergarten through 8th grade because I am a Delco kid at heart. Devon Prep, are you Clarence that went to private school? Look, at one point in my life, I was smart. I'm smart. I know things. Yeah, I was smart, and I got in not because of money. I got in because of grades and stuff like that. Then college hit and other things started to take over my life, and I lost a few brain cells. We'll just leave it at that. Matt Chatter, I knew you were missing. Where were you this whole show? We're 20 minutes left in the show. And yes, James Harden is gone. He is no longer a Sixer. Haven't discussed it yet. Yeah, we haven't talked about it once yet in this show, K1. Not at all. That's right. Roll Tide. They're not the Tide. Are they still the Tide? I don't even know if they're still the Roll Tide. I don't even know whose mascot is a wave with an angry look on it. Like seriously. Like our high school couldn't come up with something better. Harden's hamstring might not last to the Sixers game. That is a very fair point. The wife and I donate to Thrift Age just to not waste good clothes. Exactly. That's what we do. If I can't sell it on the marketplace and make a few bucks, it gets donated. I don't throw clothing out. Even if there's like a slight tear or stain on it, someone will appreciate it. Yeah, it's been all Flyers talk so far. Yeah, exactly. Hey, yo, look, did the Flyers actually win last night? I know they were winning at one point. I gotta do a quick refresh here. Now I need to know, did my Flyers win last night? I kind of forget. Nope, they lost last night 3-2. They blew a 2-0 lead and lost 3-2. Great. Flyers are good, playing good. And his scooter. Is his scooter named PJ Tucker? He's keep going, K1. You're the best. Yeah, look, I love y'all. I love everybody here on a daily basis. I'm here all week. Yeah. You're always here all week. I am a classically trained pianist as well. I am. I got my piano keys on my arm. Because that's all I need to prove that I got a tattoo of a piano on my arm. The Replacements is not a bad movie. It's a popcorn eating movie. My wife has gotten used to me watching The Quiet Man, Groundhog's Day, The Replacements, and Draft Time Day a few times a year. My wife hates when The Replacements is on, and I make her watch it. So I go, oh, here we go, watching stupid TV again. There's got to be something better than that on TV. Phil has no problems with a minor. I'm sorry. That's so, dude, that is so awful. There are starving children in salty scrum commercials, and you want to burn a Harden jersey for just 45 cents a day. Man, I don't know what to do now with the comments, man. Getting a little out of control here today. Monsignor Bonner didn't allow facial hair. So where I grew up, Chuck, I would have gone to Cardinal. If I didn't go to Devon Prep, I would have gone to Cardinal O'Hara. But we were really close. You know, my grandma lived in the Monsignor Bonner area. My mom and aunt went to Prendy back when it was two separate schools. Now Bonner and Prendy are the same school. I don't know if it's Prendy Bonner or Bonner Prendy, however they say it. But yeah, I know where Bonner is. I was born at Delaware County Hospital, right down the road from there. My grandma didn't live far from there. Flyers keep blowing leads. They weren't supposed to win any games at this point. The fact that they've won a few and played some good hockey is nice. I'm very happy I don't have to deal with Harden, Uno Stan anymore. Look, this is it. Like we'll touch on Harden throughout the rest of the week, I'm sure, but this is it. We don't have to talk about James Harden anymore after today, which is fantastic. There's funny material about the needy not wanting the Harden jersey somewhere. Problem is that people want the Harden jersey. That's the thing. Like James Harden still has a massive amount of fans out there. No matter how much drama this is the thing that really is weird to me. There is so many James Harden fans, even after all these years and all the drama and all the teams he's played for. Like I don't understand what does James Harden do that makes so many people love him and want him. I'm sure there's Clippers fans jumping up and down for joy right now. I don't get it. Uh, yeah, a Core 12 assemble. Let's get back on topic here. Let's wrap that up there. Look. The James Harden situation is done. It's over with. We as fans can move on. We now can look to the future. We can look at the positives of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey through the first few games. Actually, I don't even know. Do the Sixers play tonight? I don't think they play tonight either. Let me see. Let me pull up a Sixers schedule. When they don't actually play again till Thursday. Wow. You play 3 games in 4 days, and then you get a whole bunch of days off. And their next game is against the Raptors at home. So we'll get a couple days of work, some practice, a couple days to get these new pieces in. Look, yeah. Now kick off Dallas week. Dallas is a solid, yeah. Look, I love it. I love it. Replacements, kicking and screaming, Little Giants, rookie of the year. Rookie of the year and The Rookie. I love those two baseball movies. Stupid movies. I never really got into Kicking and Screaming or Little Giants. Maybe I'm too old for them, Brett. I don't know. Maybe because maybe because he had a sweet beard. That's why people love James Harden, because of his beard. I know strip clubs love him. Sad day for Delilah's. I was going to say, is that where he went, Delilah's? I was hoping he went to somewhere a little classier, like Club Risque, but maybe he was a Delilah's guy. This week is going to be an amazing week, and I wanted to make this week. Yeah, let's kick off Dallas week. Let's just get back to Eagles, right? I know you guys are itching for Eagles talk, and look, I'm sorry to talk this, but the show is called Trending in the AM, and what's trending right now is James Harden. What do I always say? $10 super chat, change the topic. Isn't that what it says down there? 5 minutes of overtime. Can't do overtime today. $10, change the topic. No one gave me the change of topic super chat. So that's why we've spent an hour and 15 minutes, almost 75 minutes talking James Harden. I think the Eagles got it, though. But I, without your super chat, will change the topic for a few minutes here. Because honestly, I might wrap the show up a few minutes early just to get started at work here today, because it's going to be a long day. I hope I look as good as Sylvester Stallone when I turn 150 years old. Yeah, exactly. Don't we all? Love Tucker and his drive toughness, but also glad to see him whiff a corner 3. Look, I don't have to watch him shoot poorly a corner 3 ever again. I meant a offense, not office. The office sucks, and we keep them out of the Super Bowl. Yeah. Eagles Halloween special. Look, I have this. So today's Halloween. I've got some bad memories of Eagles Cowboys back in the early 90s, in October. There was a Halloween one year that they smoked us. There was a mid-October game back that fell on my brother's birthday that they smoked us. Like, Eagles in Dallas in October has never been good, but we're not playing in October. So, a Halloween special. So, look, see, these were some of the notes that I had written down for today that I wanted to touch on. And we can't touch on them all because we're going to wrap this show up. I was going to steal the original title of the show is this week a must-win for the Eagles? And I was going to explain why. We'll pick that up tomorrow. I put it in the Philadelphia Sports Network group chat, and Brian Cameron and Mike Greger, both regular guests on the show, said it's not a must-win. It's a statement game for the Eagles. So we'll dive into that topic tomorrow. Looks like Cam Jurgens could be back, which will be massive if he is. Jalen Carter, Nick Sirianni said he seemed good yesterday in the locker room and at the NovaCare complex. That is good. The thing I really wanted to touch on here briefly, because we're talking about drama, and we're talking about all the James Harden drama being gone. Nick Sirianni spoke on the Kenneth Gainwell DMing fans at halftime of a football game after you commit a major fumble and obviously not focused. And he said he spoke with him and he'll be locked in better next time. Are you guys okay with how minimally Nick Sirianni handled this Kenneth Gainwell situation? Gonna miss betting the under on the PJ Tucker scoring. Yeah. God, don't remind me of playing 90s Eagles. Dude, there was one game, and I don't remember if it was the Halloween game or my brother's birthday game, but it was a rainy October night, and Emmitt Smith rushed for like 3,000 yards in the game against us, blew us out by like 30 duck. I don't remember what year it was. Had to be early 90s. It was definitely an Emmitt Smith game. I still have nightmares about it. For Eagles Dallas, I'm thinking as long as Carter and the O-line is healthy, we grind them down and make the Dak life miserable. It's very possible. He did not play his entire career. He played a majority of his career, but not his entire career. I think he went to Arizona for a little while. Glad to know a quiet man fan. I'll be in Ireland next week for congratulations on your 28th anniversary. And I think we might trade for an offensive line guy. We need depth on our offensive line. But if Cam Jurgens is back, that's going to be big. Drama and Kenneth Gainwell. Like, I said I'm not happy with how Nick Sirianni's handled this situation. But yet when I posted that on Twitter, everyone said I was wrong, that was the right way to handle it. Just tell him it was wrong. Tell him he's got to stay locked in. And that's all you do. Like, to me, like a more firm punishment, a one-game suspension. We discussed it. And yeah, I don't know what I expected Nick Sirianni to say publicly. But the fact that it seems like it's being brushed off by the Eagles and the fans so easily. And K1, I know you're a Kenneth Gainwell fan, but how they could just brush this off so quickly really is concerning to me and really a problem for me. And I don't know why. Jurgens coming back will be huge. It would be. And look, I've said it. And after I've been saying it now a few times, now some of the bigger guys that break down stats and analytics and film are proving that the offensive running game has dropped dramatically since Cam Jurgens has been gone. Just saying. I love the quiet man. Yes. Gainwell and Watkins are candidates for the all feelings team. He needs to lose snaps. Got that. Yeah, absolutely. Nick talks too much. Some people say I talk too much too. John Wayne, for those who don't know the Duke reference, it is rumored to why footballs are named for. Interesting. Love them to get a backup right tackle because Driscoll. Look, I don't know if we need a backup right tackle, but we need a backup lineman, someone that can play right tackle, right guard, whatever. The Jack Driscoll experiment's over, in my opinion. The Cam Jurgens replacement of Sua Apeda over. We need somebody else on that line. It's why I didn't have Jack Driscoll making my 53-man roster. That's it. Today's deadline in the NFL across the board, man, chatter, is going to be wild. Like, really, really think so. There's going to be a lot of trades, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 10, 12 trades done today in the NFL. Massive amount of guys are going to move teams this year. It was to make room for younger guys to get more playing time. Maybe. A Jomo will get opportunities. Now with the Contavious Street trade, yes. But you would have to think that maybe there's something else there. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't realize my typing was so bad. It's okay. Look, fat fingers, it's a thing. Could Mailata play right tackle if need be? We tried that experiment last year. And there's two things there, K1. first and foremost, if Lane Johnson goes down and you move Mailata to right tackle, then you open up a massive hole at left tackle. And one of my biggest pet peeves in all sports is by filling in one hole with a player that then creates another hole somewhere else on the team. And look, Mailata, it's not easy, but it's not hard for an experienced lineman to swing sides. But someone like Jordan Mailata that's never played football, he obviously proved last year swinging from the left side to the right side was a man. He didn't do bad at it, but he didn't do great at it. So, yeah, that's what Tyler Steen. And look, and I said it yesterday when we were talking about the game on Sunday, that the 6 plays that Tyler Steen played were a positive. And then as soon as Suapeta came back in the second half, it dropped off. Can the 49ers? I don't want them to trade for a cornerback because I want them to stink. Vikings are rumored to have Jameis Winston coming in. That there's a trade being worked out there. There's rumors. I don't know. Great Americans must include John Wake. Duke football was named after him. There you go. That's what Steen was. Yeah, but yeah, and Tyler Steen should be playing over Opeta. Mailata wasn't bad, but was a huge decrease. Yeah, and not only that, but then you left a hole on the left side. Who's going to play left tackle for Jordan Mailata this year if you moved him to the right side? It's just not what you want to do. Purdy stinks. Yeah, Purdy does. Steen was solid. It was only 6 plays, very very small sample size, but it was what it was. Steen is a huge nut, mobile guy. Steen's going to be great next year on this team, without a doubt. Look, guys, we're going to wrap this show up about 5 minutes early today. It's Halloween. I got lots going on at the pizza shop, so we're going to wrap it up. We are going to dedicate tomorrow. We're going to start Dallas Week officially tomorrow, and I will bring your comments and thoughts on is Week 9 a must-win game for the Eagles? Because I forget who said it yesterday, but I love it, and I think it is. It just need an average non-turnstile backup to kick Driscoll off this team. Look, Brett, he was on my outside 53-man roster, not on the inside. Just saying. And I feel like I was right on that one. Yeah, I got to go get him today. Got to go make the dough, physically and not physically. Literally and physically. Yeah. So, got to wrap this show up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow button. 30 likes on YouTube, 9 on Facebook. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Keep crushing this week. Keep crushing it on this show. Tomorrow, the 2-year anniversary of Trending in the AM. Wow. Let's go. James Harden no longer a Sixer. It's Dallas week. It's Halloween. So much to be happy about. Let's go, guys. For Philadelphia Sports Network, I am Phil Stiefel. We will talk to you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Back to 90 minutes tomorrow. Gotcha. I won't cut 8 minutes off the show tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And yo, go Birds!